Dear self, let's have a talk. How are you feeling today? I'm feeling emotional today. I am feeling kind of emotional and sad and a bit overlooked today. Okay, good to know. Why are you feeling that way? Did someone hurt your feelings? Did something happen? Or is it something in your head? What is it that's affecting you? My feelings are hurt. I have people in my life who kind of made me a little sad and it hurt my feelings. Okay. So someone hurt your feelings and you're feeling a certain type of way. Are you struggling to process that emotion? I am. I'm struggling to process the emotion. I'm not sure the proper response because I'm in my feelings. My feelings were hurt. Then I got to think, okay, if my feelings were hurt, what generally happens when people's feelings are hurt? They get defensive, mean, or they self-isolate. They put themselves down. They think of reasons to be mad at the other person. The ego takes over. Don't let your ego take over. So I'm feeling a certain type of way. That's okay. Feel that emotion. Feel the emotion. Okay, what's the emotions you're feeling? My heart hurts and I feel like nobody understands me. I feel overlooked often. Okay. So let's talk about that. You feel overlooked sometimes? Well, are you allowing people into your life? Are you allowing them to see you? Are you showing your full potential to them? Are you expressing your needs to them? No. I haven't done all of that. I've thought about it. But then I get scared because I don't know how people sometimes will take those emotions. And I don't want to upset people either. Okay. So you're saying that your feelings are hurt, but you don't want to hurt others. Yet you hold it in and then you hurt more. That sounds accurate. That sounds about right. So self, let me ask you, does that sound logical? Does that make logical sense? No. Okay, it doesn't. So if I know I'm having a situation, I'm feeling a certain way, it's just an emotion, it'll pass. Why do I have the emotion? Have I done something to cause it? Hold my own self accountable. What have I done? How can I change it and do better? Because what I want to do is avoid these type of emotions and not having a way to properly cope through it. So voicing what is going on is very helpful because oftentimes we assume people know what we need and they don't. If you don't tell people, they do not know. So the hurt that I'm feeling, if I think about it and I say, self, did I talk to these people and let them know that they had hurt my feelings? Nope, I didn't. I didn't do it. Did I assume that they would eventually know and see that maybe they were doing things that weren't making me happy and maybe they change it? You know, sometimes when people are stuck in their egos, they might not see it, Joe. They might not see it. So you might be saying there quietly to yourself that these people are eventually going to come around, but, you know, they got their own lives too, Joe. It's not personal. It's not personal. But, you know, if you don't tell them, they don't know. Okay. Good point. So I should voice how I'm feeling to people and let them know how I'm feeling and how it's affecting me. That way I don't project and hold in any negative energy and become passive aggressive towards other people or start tuning people out and backing away. Okay. So coping tools, new coping tools, and telling people what's on your mind. And, you know, here's the thing with me. To you, I'm telling you guys out there and myself and myself. PTSD is a hell of a thing. Going through trauma, any type of emotional trauma, physical trauma, mental trauma, anything, it could be very debilitating if you allow it to. It could really take over your mind and just weave all kinds of lies in there if you allow it. When you find yourself in a situation where you're having emotions and you don't know how to deal with them, you have to find ways to cope and deal with the emotions. Don't ignore it. See, during this moment, I could walk away, watch TV, do something to try to make myself happy and distract myself, but that is simply, again, a distraction. And then that emotion I have, it's still going to be in the back of my mind, even though I'm distracting myself with other stuff. So I have to process the emotion. This is how I'm feeling. Okay, this is how I'm feeling. That's okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay. Oftentimes, people who are abused feel it is not okay for us to have emotions. I don't know if it's a Stockholm thing. I don't know what it is. But we feel guilty for having emotions. I know I would get in trouble for that. If I expressed those often during traumatic times, it would be very bad for me, very painful for me. Coping tools. Coping tools. Deal with the emotion. Do the shadow work. Get into the sides of you that hurt. Do it little by little if you need to, but do it. Do the work, because it is going to help your soul. It is going to help you bring any fragments back to yourself. If your mind is fragmented and you have a lot of mental blocks due to abuse, there's ways to overcome it. It's hard to deal with the trauma, and oftentimes we don't want to remember the old traumas that happened to us, but because they're still in our reptilian brain, the back here, it's still there. And eventually you're going to have to deal with your emotions and get them in check. And then you have to hold yourself accountable. Once you learn how to cope and you learn a better way, you become repentant, meaning you turn around and you do the opposite. You do something different. So that's what I'm doing. I am talking to myself and you guys. I'm saying, self, I am feeling some type of way today. I'm feeling hurt. How do I deal with it? I don't want to ignore it. I want to get over it so that I can let it go, heal. You know, it's a good thing to be able to look into yourself and really get to know yourself. See, me growing up an abused person, getting to know myself wasn't really an option. I was told who I was, what I was going to do, and if I didn't answer right, I was punished severely, sometimes physically. So, sometimes those old emotions will come up. I'll be triggered into certain responses because of things people say or do. And it's not the other person. They didn't do anything, but it's simply still stuck in my head, these trigger memories of past events. I'm learning to deal with them. I am thankful for the compassion that people are showing me. I am thankful that people understand that there are a lot of people who are deprogramming from a lot of abuse, a lot of just hurt and torment. And they have to understand the process is hard for us as victims. But I'm not a victim, I'm an overcomer. But when you're first waking up and you realize that you've been programmed and that you have not been acting on your own accord, but of a programmed algorithm with an expected synaptic reply. I could get into the details of voice to skull and all the other technologies and programming and all that, but none of that really. Become aware of the things, yes, but don't focus on it so much that you hyper focus and become I don't know, you could become obsessed. Don't become obsessed. Don't focus on all the terrible things that happen. Deal with them. Don't seek vengeance, because God is going to get back everything that is His. So that means the bad people will be dealt with, and we don't have to deal with them. We just have to deal with ourselves. That's it. So if you let go of the hold that you have mentally in your head, blocking your memories, because we build walls for protection when we're abused. But you know what? You could break down those walls and you could rebuild. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And I'm thankful that I have new friends around me who understand the process of coming out of programming. I'm glad that people in my life have compassion, because sometimes I could come off sounding like an asshole, and I'm not trying to. I promise you I'm not. I really have a good spirit. But sometimes I have like this word vomit, and I'll just say stuff. I don't know. I try not to do it. I'm trying to get better control of myself. But self, I have to remind my own self I am worth it, and I am okay, and life is okay. See, just because I was programmed by my parents to believe that I wasn't shit, I should have died, I'm not worth anything, and, really I shouldn't even be here now. That's another person's opinion. But I live in my body. So what other people think, does it affect my life to the degree that I'm going to let it take over and consume my mind? That's like a parasite leeching off of you. If somebody is siphoning your life energy from you, get out. If you're being abused, get out. It is so hard and it is so scary. I know, I've been through it many times. And I'm in a much better place now. And it's been years that I've been going through the deprogramming process, and I'm finding it to be very helpful to share publicly, although it's hard. And I don't rewatch my videos. I don't really edit them a whole lot. I'm just trying to be natural. Be your authentic self. It's okay to have emotions. I'm sorry if you went through abuse. Whatever emotions you're having, it's okay. The abuse you suffered wasn't your fault. And sometimes we carry that forward. When we are abused, we tend to be mean to others, and some people repeat patterns. Don't do it. Don't become that hard, evil person. And don't let your ego take over, because that's false. That's just hiding. You need a true knowledge of self and your self-worth. I'm slowly learning mine. It's a struggle. It is a struggle. Getting to know me, I am learning, is a struggle, but possible, and I know it's going to have a great ending result. So self, am I a little sad today? Am I feeling looked over and overlooked and maybe like I could use a hug? Yes. But I'm going to be okay. It's all good. It's all good. Like I said, emotions, they come and go. Deal with them, but don't act on them. If you have a thought, think about it. Okay, process it. Why am I having it? But don't be quick to lash out. Because certain things you say you cannot take back. Certain actions you can't take back. So really take your thoughts captive and think, gosh, okay, if I act this way and project this out, what am I going to get back? And what am I pushing out into the world? I don't want to push out negativity. So I'm learning a better way. And I hope that you guys are doing the same. I hope that you find my videos helpful or comforting in some way. I hope that when you look at me, you see a reflection of a part of yourself in some way, shape, or form that you feel will be helpful in your transformation. Transparency, honesty, those things are key.